Kaizer Chiefs 2, TS Galaxy 2. And the moment Chiefs got that red card, we all just assumed Chiefs were about to get battered. But it didn't happen. So let's talk about the game. Let's look at some key moments and the things that the coach did well and the things that he could have done even better. Starting with the first goal, Ranga scores on the 18th minute. And what I love about that goal is the fact that Umthetwa goes up, he presses, wins the ball back. Ranga is there to pounce, plays like a true poacher, gets that ball, finishes with his left foot, the goal, it's 1-0. That's good to see because we don't usually see that much aggression from Chiefs. We just see Chiefs being passive and moving around and not doing much. But getting a goal from pressing, good job. And then the game obviously continues. And Udove, I would say, before that red card, he did seem like he was cleaning up a lot for Mtetwa, who ended up costing him the game, because if we continue with the game, is that we see that the ball is lost on the right because Usolomons somehow failed to make the correct pass. And then Udove comes across to come and mark. And then the field was also slippery. He slips, and then as he's falling, the ball hits his hand, and then it's a penalty. And then they give it. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. But is it the rule? Yes, it is the rule. So it was a justified penalty. And this was on the... What minute was this? I even forgot. But Mahlangu scores the penalty. It's 1-1. And then after that, same thing happens. A midfielder loses the ball. Well, this time it's a midfielder, not a right back. In Umthetwa, he slips. And then all of a sudden, we're in a difficult position. Dove acts so reckless. And then it becomes reckless to a point that both his feet were off the ground. And then there was even... It could even have been a straight red because there was endangering the opponent. So they give him his second yellow and then he walks. Which, by the way, that makes me ask the question. The rule for someone falling, shouldn't the ref have been like a bit lenient because he's falling back? It's not like his hand was here. So he got booked for a stupid rule by whoever decided on the rules. But I understand, rules are rules. So Dove walks, and now we're in a situation where we're like, what are we actually gonna do? When Dove walks, what ends up happening this time around is the solution is in our midfield again. We take one of the pivots. In this case, it was Umthetwa. He joined Ngobo as a centre back, and now in midfield we're left with Umtu and Umthetwa, and Umtu and Ustebe, who by the way had a very good game. Ustebe, just a side note. But those two are left in midfield, and then those four are filling at the back. Now, based on the logic that the coach used in the previous game against Sundowns, he would have kept Umthetwa playing as a centre back for the rest of the game. But he didn't. Hey, personal growth. I'm so happy for him. So he took off Usaile because he wasn't playing well in any case when we came back from halftime. And then now we brought Utitlokwe, who played alongside Ngobo, and they were complementing each other as well as Udove was complementing Ngobo, because left-footed centre-back, right-footed centre-back. So you have balance. And then we get a set piece, which, by the way, if you go back and you look at that thing, you will see that the contact was made inside the box. The ball was outside the box when contact was made, but Ufrosla was inside the box already. But then the ref ends up just giving that free kick, and then Modi gets his 4th assist of the season. And then, what have I been saying to you guys? Ranga is clean. Ranga is so clean. I don't know how and why the coaches are not seeing this. That strike was pure conviction. He just gets the ball and then he shoots. And then the keeper was not getting there. You may talk about the wall and say the wall could have done better, but the first instinct of the wall, the moment the ball is on, is not to stay on the wall, is to go and press the ball. And that's what they were trying to do at TS Galaxy. But Uranga was just too quick and his strike was too clean, because what he needed to do, he couldn't hit the ball a bit higher because it was going to hit the people who were on the wall. So he hit it straight down, and then it was a clean goal. And look at all the goals that Ranga has scored. 2 of them are poacher goals, because against Cape Town Spurs, he was in the box, he scored that goal. After that press Kamtetwa, he was a poacher because he came in and just poached the ball from the press. So after the press, he scores the goal. And then the goal he scored against Polokwane, it was just outside the box with his left foot. And today, outside the box, same stadium, with his right foot this time around. Ranga should be playing every game for Kaizer Chiefs. He is the striker. He is the man who's most natural at finishing. About Dupree, they are mainly like wingers, not necessarily strikers. He can play as a 9, but if you see his work rate, it looks more like a winger. Someone who has the ball, who dribbles, cuts in and tries to shoot, tracks back. But Ranga is your person. He's your man. He's your finisher. And I hope that against Amazulu, we don't now all of a sudden see Dupree playing as a 9 and then Ranga sitting in the stands. I hope that doesn't happen because the man scores a praise. Appreciate him. He did a good job. And then after that, we continue playing. Solomons gets his shoulder dislocated. And I think it's the same shoulder that he got dislocated earlier on in the season. So I hope that he recovers quick. And at that point, Vele, I was like, there's no one else who can come off the bench. It's going to be Kunika. Because the other option would have been take Frosler to right back and take Umashian at left back. But fine. Keep Umashian, keep Frosler at left back because he was doing well. And since Vele were defending and we are not like trying to do much going forward, then bring on Kunika. So Kunika came on and he didn't do much wrong because any case in the second half, TS Galaxy were trying to attack on the left, so they were not doing much on the right. If you're enjoying this video, by the way, show the appreciation, like it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Now, moving on to, this was the 69th minute. And then we move to the goal. So, in the goal, there were a few things that happened. The first one being, it's the 75th minute, you bring on you take out Shabalala, you bring on Ashley Dupree. We're going to talk about what the coach was actually doing in the game and how Chiefs were trying to play. So, he brings on Ashley Dupree, takes off Shabalala. First mistake, you don't make a sub if it's a set piece. Everyone knows this. During set pieces, you do not make a sub. It's a corner kick. Players know where they should be, each one. You will see, wherever you watch football, you will see that if the team was raiding a sub, the moment they realize that it's a set piece, they will delay the sub until after the set piece. But what did Kevin Johnson do? He continues with the sub while there's a set piece there. And then what ends up happening? We concede a goal. But that's not it about the goal. That's not just the only problem. The other problem, obviously, is Uprosi Vuma in that goal. For one, let's also address the other thing. How are they marking that man who's just heading so free in the box? Who was scoring? I even didn't write his name. But my biggest problem is if you're a goalkeeper, I was taught this when I was like, 12? If you are a goalkeeper and you decide to come out of your goal, you go all in. You don't come out and go back. And that's exactly what happened with Vum. Because he sees the corner coming out, he comes out and then he sees that, I'm not getting there. So he goes back. So by the time the ball is headed, now he has to start jumping. And then it's too late and he's not getting there. So I think the repositioning up Rusip Vuma was questionable in that goal. And I don't want to scapegoat him and say we drew because of him. But we did kind of draw because of his bad positioning. And there was a problem. 76th minute, we concede the goal. And then later on around the 80th minute, Umodi gets a chance. He could have brought the ball back to his right foot and finished, and he didn't. Got another opportunity with Ranga, which was 50-50. He had a chance to shoot, which I don't blame him for shooting. But the other thing, he had also another option of passing with Dupree. But, you are on a brace, you're about to score a hat trick. I don't blame him for shooting. So that's understandable. And then what I didn't understand is that the coach on the 90 plus 4 minutes, do you realize how many chances Chiefs were getting from from the 80th minute and later on? Because Galaxy were like feeling desperate because they know that they have a man advantage. So they were trying to attack the Chiefs. So instead of Chiefs taking advantage of armor counters that they were getting, they just stood there and did nothing until the 90 plus 4 minutes when they were trying to waste time and brought on Castillo. Because if you had brought on Mfundo Villagas for a player like Umodi, because Umodi was tired, Mfundo Villagas is going to give you fresh legs. Mfundo Villagas is also going to give you what you were doing by that sub, which is if you want to do time wasting, Fundo Vilagans can keep the ball and dribble past people, entertain the fans if there's no one to support him. But he's a threat going forward. So I don't understand why he wasn't given an opportunity to run out there and just have some minutes, because it's not like Modi was doing something new again, because he had his opportunity. But what the coach did today, which I understand and I want him to continue doing, is if you have a reference point in Ranga, he has the ball, he can protect the ball and bring the other guys into play. And it's the thing that I've been saying, he's a number 9. Use him to hold up play. But people want about Dupree, because with Dupree, you know he's going to run and run and run and run and run. But sometimes it's not about running all the time. You can literally just have a man there playing his football and then bringing everyone to play. I will believe it if Uranga doesn't play on Saturday. But you, what did you think of the game? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumo.